From the old Dutch potato chip factory, where I've unearthed conclusive proof that they are out of ideas. Yes, it's Old Dutch Sloppy Joe potato chips, and I have them. And let me tell you something, they don't taste like Sloppy Joes, and they don't taste like potato chips. There you are. So, I'm sending them to the lab for further analysis. This is Kurt Berglund with another Pine Tar Baseball 1990s team set preview. What? The 1990s have a set for Pine Tar Baseball? Yes, they do. Here are the teams. The 1992 Athletics, the 1992 Braves, the 1992 Pirates, the 1993 Tigers, the 1994 Expos, the 1994 Yankees, the 1995 Indians, the 1993 White Sox, the 1998 Cubs, and the 1999 Mets are the first 10 teams to be done for Pine Tar Baseball from the decade of the 90s. Available now at ttlbaseballgame.com. ttlbaseballgame.com. Today, we are taking a trip back in time to Shea Stadium. And we are having an interleague contest with two teams from this set. They are the 1999 New York Mets, second place finishers, 4 games behind the 1999 Atlanta Braves, 4 games back in second place. They won the wild card berth in a playoff with the Reds. Then they dispatched the Arizona Diamondbacks and met the Braves for the National League Championship. They lost in 6 games. However, I would say this is a pretty incredible team. 99 wins, 4 games back from the Braves, as I said, and they gave the Braves all they wanted in that National League Championship Series, including a very memorable game, a 4-hour-plus extra inning game in Game 5, to stay alive in that series that I think might be the best playoff game I've ever seen in my life. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. That's the homestanding 1999 Mets. The visitors, the 1993 Chicago White Sox, first place in the American League West, winners of 94 games that season, and they lost in the American League Championship Series to the Toronto Blue Jays. Both of these teams have high caliber Hall of Fame players, hence my Hall of Fame cap. And this game features 2 of the best leadoff men in history, maybe the 2 best leadoff men in history. Rickey Henderson for the Mets and Tim Raines for the White Sox. Should be fun, be a good game, and give you another idea, a little bit more of a glimpse into this Pine Tar Teams of the 90s set that is available now at ttlbaseballgame.com. Let's talk about the lineups. No DH, we're in Shea Stadium. The White Sox are the visiting team. Their batting order is as follows. Leading off in left field, it is Tim Raines. Batting second in center field, Lance Johnson. Batting third at first base, speaking of the Hall of Fame, and of course Tim Raines also a member, but this is Frank Thomas. Batting fourth, the third baseman, Robin Ventura. Batting fifth, right fielder, Ellis Burks. Batting sixth, catcher, Ron Karkovice. Batting seventh, playing second base, Craig Graybeck. And batting 8th and playing shortstop, future manager of the White Sox, Ozzie Guillen. Batting 9th and on the mound for the White Sox, their ace, Blackjack McDowell. And as you can see on the road, Jack McDowell was an A-plus pitcher. All right, that's the White Sox. For the homestanding 1999 New York Mets, leading off and playing left field, Rickey Henderson. Batting 2nd and playing second base, Edgardo Alfonzo. Batting 3rd and playing first base, John Olerud. Batting 4th and doing the catching, Hall of Famer Mike Piazza. Batting 5th, you've heard this name before, playing third base, Robin Ventura. Batting 6th, playing center field, the late Darrell Hamilton. Batting 7th, playing right field, Roger Cedeno. And batting 8th, playing shortstop, Ray Ordonez. Maybe the best shortstop defensively in baseball in his time. Pitching for the 1999 Mets, tough to pick an ace. Their 5 starters are about even in numbers in 1999. I'm going today with Al Leiter, a lefty, who is a C at home, as you can see on his card. All right, so we are ready to get started in this one, Pine Tar Baseball. Tim Raines stepping in the right-handed batter's box against Al Leiter. The pitch to Raines is hit hard and smoked to the gap. This one's going to carry and carry and carry and get out of here for a leadoff home run for Tim Raines. Leiter burned by his C modifier, by his C rating. Oh, dropped the dice. That's bad. Okay, nobody out. Lance Johnson, the one dog, stepping in. He slaps a grounder at Alfonzo at second base, who throws to Olerud, and there's one down. White Sox with an early 1-0 lead. Pitch to Frank Thomas is to left field, and that's going to get down for a hit. Base hit for Thomas. Thomas hit .317 with a .607 slugging percentage in 1993. Robin Ventura stands in against Leiter. 1 out, 1 on. Ventura hit .262 in 1993. The pitch to Ventura is swing and a miss. That's strike 3. And with 2 outs, it'll be Ellis Burks, the right fielder for the White Sox, who hit .275 in 1993. The pitch to Ellis is a line drive base hit. That's down into right field. Big Frank is going to take third base, and it's men at the corners with 2 outs for Ron Karkovice. Karko in there against Al Leiter. 2 outs, 2 on, 1 in already for the White Sox. The pitch to Karkovice is lined also to right field. He goes the other way. That's going to score Thomas, and Karkovice will settle for a single as Burks goes to third. 2-0 White Sox. They're off to a nice start. Leiter's in a jam. He's got to get out of this. Graybeck stands in. He's the White Sox second baseman. He played often at second against left-handed pitching. He hit .226. And he lines a base hit. That will score Burks. It's 3-0 White Sox. Karkovice stops at second. 3-0 White Sox with 2 outs. That's Karkovice on second, Graybeck on first, and Ozzie Guillen stands in. And left-handers are not his favorite thing in the world. Slap to left field. Rickey Henderson's going to come in, and he will make the play, and that will retire the side in the first. However, the 93 White Sox come up with a 3 spot. And we go to the bottom of the first. It'll be Rickey Henderson leading off against Jack McDowell for the White Sox. Rickey stands in, and he hits a grounder to short. That's Ozzie Guillen, who's going to throw across to Frank Thomas for out number 1. Edgardo Alfonzo stands in. He's a right-handed batter. He hit 304 in 1999. And this one is a shot at third base. Ventura's got it, and he's going to throw to Frank, and that's going to be 2 outs. And that'll bring up John Olerud, who hit 298 in 1999. And Olerud swings and misses, strike 3. That will retire the side. We have played 1 inning at Shea, and it's 3-0 White Sox. We go to the top of the second, and Jack McDowell will lead off, and I'm dropping dice left and right. Jack McDowell leads off against Al Leiter out there for his second inning. And McDowell takes a called third strike. Nope, he gets a hold of it, actually, and slaps it into center field. Darrell Hamilton's going to take it, and that's out number 1. Tim Raines. Tim Raines hits a ground ball to short. That's Ordonez, who's going to throw to Olerud, and that's 2 down. And now Lance Johnson. Lance Johnson hits a fly ball to center. That's Hamilton one more time. We've gone 2.5 innings, and the White Sox lead by a score of 3-0. Mike Piazza stands in, leading off the Mets' second inning. And then it'll be Robin Ventura, and then it'll be Darrell Hamilton. The pitch to Mike is ball 4. McDowell loses him, and Piazza runs down as best he can to first base. Ventura stands in 1999, Robin hit 301. And he draws a walk. Nope, ball 2. Ball 2 to Ventura. And now Robin strikes out. That's McDowell's second strikeout on the day. Piazza still on first base with 1 out for Darrell Hamilton, the center fielder that the Mets acquired during the season of 1999. And there's a ground ball to second base. And that is Graybeck. And that will be fumbled, but he will get the out at first. He retires Hamilton, but Piazza gets to second. And now it's Roger Cedeno with 2 outs and a man in scoring position. Mets would love to get this run across. With 2 outs, Ray Ordonez is on the on-deck circle. Cedeno hit 313 in 1999. And Roger now hits a grounder to first. That's going to be taken by Frank Thomas, who will flip to Jack McDowell for the out. And we have completed 2 innings. And it's 3-0 White Sox. We go to the top of the third. Al Leiter may have settled down. He's got the meat of the White Sox order coming up. It's Frank Thomas, Robin Ventura, and Ellis Burks. And Frank draws a walk, and he's aboard. Ventura stands in. He struck out in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Robin hits a ground ball to first. That's gloved by Olerud. Olerud to Ordonez for 1, and that is all they're going to get as Frank Thomas slid hard into the bag to break up 2. So Ventura becomes the new runner at first. Thomas is retired. There's 1 out and 1 on. In the top of the third, Ellis Burke singled and scored in the first inning. He's 1 for 1 on the day, and that is a ground ball to second. Alfonso Ordonez Olerud double play. And that will retire the White Sox in the third inning. Leiter has settled down nicely. However, he has spotted the opponents a 3-spot, and they need to get to work. Ordonez, Leiter, and Henderson will be up in the bottom of the third for the Mets. Ordonez was a .258 hitter in 1999. Ground ball shortstop, that's Ozzie Guillen one more time. He throws across to Frank Thomas, and that's 1 out. Al Leiter stands in against Blackjack McDowell and hits a ground ball to second. That's Graybeck, who will throw to Thomas for 2 down, and Ricky Henderson stands in against Jack McDowell, and Ricky lines a base hit. That one goes to left field. He pulled it into left field. Raines collects it and throws it back in. Ricky is aboard. And Ron Karkovice has a gun behind the plate. This might be the most serious gun we have in Pine Tar baseball. As you can see on the right side of his card, Ron Karkovice is a -28 for base stealing, and I don't know of anyone better. He threw out 56 attempted stealing attempts in 1993. 56. That's a lot of outs. All right, so Edgardo Alfonso stands in. Henderson will not be going. Alfonso stands in with 2 outs. Henderson's on first. And the pitch to Edgardo is a ground ball to third. That's Ventura. He's going to go the short way to second, and that will retire the side. We go to the top of the fourth. It's the 93 White Sox 3 and the 99 Mets nothing. Al Leiter back on the mound, and Ron Karkovice, Craig Graybeck, and Ozzie Guillen will be his first 3 opponents this inning. Karko, broken bat job into center field, base hit. And he's 2 for 2. Craig Graybeck comes to the plate. He is 1 for 1 with a single back in the first inning. And he strikes out on a Leiter changeup, and that's 1 down. Ozzie Guillen stands in. He's 0 for 1. Ozzie hits one to right. Plenty of room for Roger Cedeno, and that's 2 down. And Jack McDowell stands in with 2 down and a runner on first base. That is called strike 3. Jack doesn't even get the bat off his shoulder. We've played 3.5, and it's Sox 3, Mets nothing. And in the Mets' 4th inning, we have the meat of the order, John Olerud, Mike Piazza, and Robin Ventura facing Jack McDowell. The pitch to Olerud is a fly ball to right. Ellis Burks back a few steps, but he will make the play, and that's 1 down. Mike Piazza walked back in the 2nd inning. He has no official trips as yet, and he just walked 1 more time. McDowell puts him on, wants no part of the slugging Mets catcher, and that'll bring up Robin Ventura for the Mets. 301 average in 1999 for Ventura, 379 on base, 529 slugging, and Gold Glove caliber defense. And after all that, he hits a ground ball to Ozzie Guillen, who flips to Graybeck, who throws to Thomas, and that is an inning-ending twin killing for the Mets. We go to the 5th. It's still Sox 3, Mets nothing. Top of the Sox order in the top of the 5th. It'll be Raines, Lance Johnson, and Frank Thomas to face Al Leiter. Tim Raines hits one at third base. That's Ventura, who throws over to Olerud for 1 down. Lance Johnson hit .311 in 1993. He's in there against Leiter. He hits a ground ball to Ordonez, who throws to Olerud, and that is 2 down. And Frank Thomas, who's got a monster card, monster. He's 1 for 1 today, run scored, and a walk. And this one is lined a base hit for Thomas. He's 2 for 2 with Ventura coming to the plate and 2 men out for the White Sox in the 5th. The pitch to Robin, and that is trouble. Shot at third. Ventura dives and throws across the diamond. Thought it was going for extra bases, but it wasn't. That retires the White Sox, and we go to the bottom of the 5th, and they still lead by a score of 3-0. Leiter is really doing a job now, but is it too late? Bottom of the 5th, Darryl Hamilton, Roger Cedeno, and Ray Ordonez come to the plate. Darryl Hamilton pulls a base hit into right field for Ellis Burks to come get. He does and throws it back in, and that's one on with nobody out for Roger Cedeno. Cedeno hit .313 with a .396 on base average in 99. He's 0 for 1 today. Roger lifts one in center field, and that's Lance Johnson coming in a few steps, and he will make the play for out number 1. Ray Ordonez stands in. And Ray swings and misses for strike 3. Now, Bobby Valentine, the Mets skipper, has to make a choice. There's 2 outs and a man on first. And he's going to go to a pinch hitter. Oh, man. He's going to go to a pinch hitter. It's going to be Matt Franco. Matt Franco will get the nod. He's the left-handed pinch hitting specialist for the Mets. Here in the bottom of the 5th, he gets the call. Leiter's day is done. Let's give you his numbers while Franco does his thing in the on-deck circle. Leiter went 5 innings, allowed 7 hits, walked 1 batter, and struck out 2. 3 runs, all earned, and 1 home run are also on his ledger. Matt Franco is dealing with Darryl Hamilton on first base, Jack McDowell on the mound. In 1999, Matt Franco hit .235 with a .366 on base average. The pitch to him is hit high and deep and down the line. Burks to the wall, and Matt Franco has just hit one out of here. Elvis has left the building. Matt Franco has cut the Sox lead to 3-2. Doesn't get much better in the pinch hitting department than that. And we got a 1-run ball game. Rickey Henderson coming to the plate. He's the tying run. Jack McDowell irritated with himself on the mound. And Rickey lifts one to left. This is going to be taken by Raines, and it is. That completes the 5th inning for the Mets, but a 2-run bomb by pinch hitter Matt Franco gives the Mets new life, and it is now Sox 93, Sox 3, 99 Mets 2. And there's a new pitcher coming on for the Mets. And I will tell you all about him as soon as I figure out who he is. It's going to be Turk Wendell. And Wendell will be the Mets pitcher in the top of the 6th inning. Yep. And he will bat 9th in the Mets lineup. Turk will face Ellis Burks, Ron Karkovice, and Craig Graybeck, unless some pinch hitters are called upon by Gene Lamont, who's happily sleeping on the White Sox bench. Ellis Burks with the pitch from Turk Wendell. That's right. The pitch to Burks is a ground ball at first base. Olerud takes it and flips to Turk Wendell, and that will be 1 out. Wendell. Turk Wendell. Yeah, I think that's right. Karkovice, 2 for 2, 2 singles. That's it on his day. The pitch to Karko is lifted in the air to left field, and that's going to be Ricky making one of his famous snatch catches. And Craig Graybeck, 1 for 2 with a strikeout, is staying in the game even though he's facing a right-handed pitcher. That's a shot at third, grabbed by Ventura, and that retires the Sox in the 6th. All right, we're going to the bottom of the 6th. McDowell is still on. Pitchers completed their own work whenever possible back in 1993. And Edgardo Alfonzo will lead off. John Olerud is on deck. And Mike Piazza will bat after him. Fly ball to left field. That's Tim Raines, who will take it on the run for 1 down. And now it's John Olerud. Olerud's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Olerud against McDowell will take ball 4. Wow, not a good time for a walk. And Mike Piazza coming to the plate. Piazza's walked twice. McDowell's wanted no part of him, but first base was not occupied the last 2 times he did that. This one is hit in the air to right, way up there. Burks is back a few steps, but he's going to make the catch for out number 2. And Olerud will retreat back to first base. Robin Ventura's had a disastrous day. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout, and grounded into a double play. Can he make up for his bad performance? Not this time. It's a grounder to Thomas, who's going to take it to first base unassisted. And that will retire the Mets in the bottom of the 6th. 3 up. I'm sorry, not 3 up, 3 down. But McDowell gets through the inning. And we have played 6. After 6, it's the 93 Sox 3, the 99 Mets 2. And we are needing a new pitcher is what we're needing. And it's going to be, who's it going to be? Who will it be? It's going to be, oh boy, it's going to be John Franco coming on. A little bit early for him, but that's where we're at. Franco will pitch the 7th for the Mets. It's going to be Guillen, McDowell, maybe, and Tim Raines. If anybody gets on, Lance Johnson. Franco facing the left-handed hitting Ozzie Guillen, and Ozzie slaps a ground ball at Alfonzo, who throws to Olerud for the out. That's 1 down. McDowell will bat, it turns out, and he stands in against Franco. The pitch to Jack is a swing and a miss on some Franco heat for out number 2. and Tim Raines. 2 outs and nobody on. Hit a leadoff homer to get us going tonight. And this one is ball 4. Franco with a little control trouble loses Raines. And now it's Lance Johnson's turn. Johnson is 0 for 3 today. And Lance swings and misses on a Franco breaking ball, and that will retire the side. And just as importantly, it's going to keep Frank Thomas from batting with anybody on base next inning. So Franco does his inning, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. It's time to stretch him out. With the score of the Sox 3, the Mets 2, and it's going to be Darryl Hamilton, Roger Cedeno, and Ray Ordonez near the bottom of the Mets order to bat and try and at least get this thing tied here in the bottom of the 7th. Darryl Hamilton against McDowell. He loops a base hit to right that falls in front of Burks. Hamilton is 2 for 3, and Roger Cedeno comes to the plate. How do they want to play this? Problem with Ordonez batting 8th is he's kind of a non-factor offensively, and although if you're Bobby Valentine, you might be thinking about a sacrifice bunt for Roger Cedeno here. You really can't do it to set up Ordonez unless you're going to pinch hit for a Gold Glove caliber shortstop in the bottom of the 7th, which I don't think he wants to do. So Cedeno is going to swing away. Hamilton is on first, and the pitch is grounded to Graybeck. And Graybeck is going to go to Guillen for 1, and Guillen to Thomas for the double play. No, Cedeno beats it out with good speed. He's aboard. Ordonez is up. And Karkovice's arm comes into play again because that minus 26 really that knocks Roger Cedeno's safe chances down to 0 to 54. He's not going to send him, but anybody else, he'd be going. But he's not going now. Ordonez, the pitch. He hits it to center, but without much authority. Lance Johnson's in several steps and makes the catch. For out number 3, we're going to have a pinch hitter now for John Franco, and this one's going to be Benny Agbayani. And Benny with good power. He had 286 in 1999. He's an outfielder. In the playoffs, he was platooning with Roger Cedeno in right field. On-base percentage of .363 and a slugging percentage of .525. This guy can give the Mets the lead. McDowell to the belt. He checks Cedeno at first base. Agbayani is a right-handed batter, but not afraid of right-handed pitching. The pitch to him is a fly ball deep to right field. Burks back to the wall. He's got it. And that will retire the Mets in the 7th. We're going to need a new Mets pitcher. One more biscuit for breakfast, and Benny Agbayani takes McDowell out of here. We are going to the 8th. It's going to be the meat of the Sox order: Frank Thomas, Robin Ventura, and Ellis Burks. So Octavio Dotel or when he was a White Sox, Tom Paciorek would refer to him as O'Dootell, is on to face Thomas and company. Dotel will bat in the 9th spot and face the meat of the order. He is, as you can see, he is an A-plus pitcher at home. And you can also see, if you look at the top of the card, he had 14 appearances as a starting pitcher in 1999. He is in relief in this one. He also has a long history of control trouble. See if Thomas can exploit that. Thomas is 2 for 2, runs scored and a walk. And Frank Thomas hits one deep. It's way back. That one's going to left field. It's off the wall. Henderson plays it off the carom and gets it back in. Thomas stops at second with a double. And the Mets have a problem here. The Mets have a problem here in the 8th. Robin Ventura comes up. They're going to put him on and set up a double play opportunity for Ellis Burks. 2 on, nobody out. Dotel in a jam. Burks is 1 for 3 with a run scored. He also hit into a double play in the 3rd inning. Ellis Burks lines this one, and it's trouble. Down the line in left field. Thomas will score. Here comes Ventura. He will stop at 3rd, and the Mets have a problem. It's 4-2 White Sox with nobody out in the 8th. Karkovice, the infield is going to move in. Karkovice at bat. Ventura on 3rd, Burks on 2nd. The infield is in, and this one is hit on the ground to 2nd. Alfonso grabs it. He checks the runner at 3rd and makes the play to 1st. And that is 1 down. Craig Graybeck is 1 for 3 today. Second and 3rd. Ventura's at 3rd. Burks is at 2nd. There's 1 man out. Dotel. See what the Sox have going on their bench. The 93 Sox have this guy going on their bench. He is post-artificial hip replacement surgery, and he is ready to rip. But Graybeck is excellent defensively at second base. They're going to leave him there. The infield for the Mets stays in, and the pitch to Graybeck is swing and a miss, strike 3. So that brings up Ozzie Guillen with 2 outs, runners at 2nd and 3rd. Dotel trying to wiggle off the hook here without any further damage. Jack McDowell is in the on-deck circle. They're gonna go after Ozzie because they don't know. The Mets don't know if the Sox would pinch hit for McDowell to try and put the game away. So they're gonna go after Guillen. Guillen's 0 for 3 today, and not a huge factor at this point in his career, but he is right now. This one's to left field, and it gets down in the gap. 1 in. Ventura scores. Burks around 3rd. He will also score. And Ozzie Guillen has hit an unlikely 2-run double to pad the Sox lead to 6-2 here in the 8th. And McDowell will bat now. And Guillen is on 2nd with 2 outs. McDowell swings and misses, but his job is not to hit. His job is to protect what is now a 4-run lead for the White Sox. Tempting to go with the White Sox defensive replacements at this point, but since Raines would lead off the next inning, they're not going to. Ricky Henderson will lead off for the Mets. The Mets are down a 4 spot. Jack McDowell is still on the mound. This is his 8th inning of work, should he complete it. The pitch to Henderson, who is 1 for 3 today. And Ricky strikes out on a McDowell split finger, and that's 1 down. Edgardo Alfonzo is 0 for 3. He stands in now in the right-handed batter's box. This one's hit to center field, way back for Johnson, but he's going to make the catch with some room to spare. That's 2 down, and Olerud 0 for 2 today with a walk and a strikeout on his ledger. And this one is hit hard, and this one's down the line in left field, past Ventura. Raines collects it in the corner. Olerud's on second base with a double with 2 outs. McDowell in trouble, but with a 4-run cushion, they're going to give him another hitter. Piazza's 0 for 1 with 2 walks. The pitch to Mike. And he just hit it way back. Raines back to the wall, and it's gone. Elvis has left the building. A 2-run bomb by Mike Piazza. And it is now 6-4 White Sox. The White Sox get a lead, and the Mets come after them. And the White Sox extend the lead, and the Mets keep coming after them. Robin Ventura is coming to the plate. That's going to do it for McDowell. And even Gene Lamont gets off the bench to try and address things now. They woke Gene up so he can get himself out to the mound and make a pitching change. Robin Ventura is up. Darrell Hamilton is on deck. The new pitcher for the White Sox is going to be Scott Radinsky. He is their loogie. The line for McDowell is 7 2/3 innings. He allowed 6 hits. He walked 1, 2, 3 batters. He struck out 4, and he allowed 4 runs, all earned, and 2 home runs. And home runs is how the Mets have scored their runs today. Radinsky is on. He is a left-handed pitcher who made 73 appearances in 1993. As you can see on the road, Mr. Radinsky is an A-plus pitcher and perfect to face left-handed batting Robin Ventura. At this moment, Ventura is 0 for 3. He grounded into a double play in the 4th. He struck out in the 2nd. The pitch to Robin is hit to center field. On a line, Johnson in on the run, and he will get there for the out. We are going to go to the 9th inning, and this could go a number of different ways. It is the 93 Sox 6, the 99 Mets 4, and it's the top of the order coming up for the White Sox. Dotel pitched 1 inning. He allowed 2 deadly runs, 3 deadly runs, all earned, 3 hits, 1 walk. It was intentional. Struck out 2 and allowed no homers. The new pitcher for the Mets is a man named Dennis Cook, who made 71 appearances in the 1999 season. He will face Tim Raines, Lance Johnson, and Frank Thomas. And there is Cook's card. As you can see, he is a C pitcher on the road. All right, so Raines stands in the right-handed batter's box. Switch hitter flips around to bat righty and faces Cook. Dennis hits a ground ball to third taken by Ventura, and that's 1 down. Lance Johnson stands in. Lance is 0 for 4 today with a strikeout. And this one's hit to Ventura also, and he will throw to Olerud for 2 down. Frank Thomas is in there. Frank is 3 for 3 with a walk. He has scored 2 runs. He has also hit a double, and for some reason, this isn't good. Okay, so that's hit to the gap. And it carries, and it carries, and it carries, and it's gone. For Frank Thomas, it's a 7-4 ball game for the White Sox. Robin Ventura stands in. Robin is 0 for 3 today with an intentional walk. And this time, Robin hits a grounder to second, and that's taken by Alfonso. That will retire the side, but the White Sox add a key insurance run on a bomb by Frank Thomas. Elvis left the building one more time, and it is 7-4 going to the bottom of the ninth. That makes it a save situation. Radinsky is gone. The White Sox closer in 1993 is a man named Roberto Hernandez, who had himself quite a year. 70 appearances on the season, as you can see, and he is an A-plus pitcher at home and on the road. He will face Hamilton, Cedeno, and Ordonez, and perhaps some pinch hitters in there as part of the bargain. Scott Radinsky pitched 1/3 of an inning. He faced one batter. It was Robin Ventura. He retired him, and that's all for his line. All right, so Hamilton, the Mets are down 7-4. It's the bottom of the ninth. Do or die time. Hamilton stands in against Sox closer Roberto Hernandez. This is a ground ball to shortstop. Ozzie Guillen takes it on a hop and throws, and that's 1 down. Roger Cedeno will stand in now, 0 for 3 today against Hernandez. The pitch is hit in the air to center field. Lance Johnson's in a few steps, and that's 2 down. Ray Ordonez is the last hope for the Mets at this point, and he will not bat. It's going to be former Cub Sean Dunston to pinch hit for the Mets shortstop here in the bottom of the ninth. Sean Dunston in 1999 hit .321 with a .337 on base average and a .453 slugging percentage. He was a very valuable man to the New York Mets after they acquired him. Ordonez was 0 for 3 with the strikeout on the day. The pitch to Dunston is a ground ball at second base. Graybeck is up with it. He's going to throw to Thomas, and that will retire the side and end the ball game. The 1993 White Sox are a 7-4 winner over the 1999 Mets. Let's talk about the line score for the victorious Chicago White Sox. 7 runs on 11 hits, and they made no errors. For the 1999 New York Mets, they scored 4 runs on 6 hits, and they made no errors. The winning pitcher is Jack McDowell. The losing pitcher, Al Leiter. And the save goes to Roberto Hernandez. Star of the game, I guess it would be McDowell, although Frank Thomas went 4 for 4 with 3 runs scored, a double, a homer, He was a triple away from the cycle. He also drew a walk. Frank Thomas in this set is a monster, and you'll have a lot of fun using him on the 93 White Sox or whatever team you decide to put together. All right. So, the 1990s team set featuring the 10 teams that I named at the start of this show is now available at ttlbaseballgame.com for Pine Tar Baseball. You can get it right now and download it and have these teams on your tabletop in less than a few minutes. Going to have another Game of the 90s team set to feature for you coming up tomorrow. If you go to the Facebook page for Pine Tar Baseball, you'll see an opportunity to vote for a franchise all-star team World Series combination that you'd like to see next week. Tell me 2 teams, one from the American and one from the National, that you'd like to see go at it in a best-of-7 next week using Pine Tar Baseball's franchise all-star set, also available right now at ttlbaseballgame.com. Thank you so much for being here. Please click like and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it very much. My name's Kurt Berglund. So long, everybody.